Hello and welcome to Kramer's Corner with this special edition of the stock market. As you might have seen if you are following me on Substack, Kramer's Corner, I'm starting to split out my big technical update video into at least 3 videos or sections, FX currencies and commodities, and then stocks, equities and shares. And this is the latter. This video is for educational purposes only. There's no recommendation or advice whatsoever intended. And do remember, if you do invest according to all of what I've been talking about, there are risks. But again, there's no advice or recommendation whatsoever. I'm simply trying to read the market using my experience and technical analysis. So let's start with where is the Nasdaq stock market today. The index, the Nasdaq 100, actually opened about 0.5% higher. Friday, no, not Friday, it was a bank holiday, it was Good Friday, but Thursday we opened much lower, but buyers came in lifting it due to a very good job report apparently. And it keeps bouncing here today. Let's see how much it can keep bouncing. If it can get back about 24,465, then it could establish a bullish trend. But there's still negative sentiment at the moment, so be careful there. Let's see what happens. And just very quickly looking at the future, it's still pushing higher here, and here is 24,763. The S&P 500 also a little bit higher, a tad higher today, but had a good day. Friday opened lower as just as Nasdaq 100 did, but closed just a tad higher and trying to push further up today, but it needs to get above 6,652 to really establish a bullish trend and getting it back above the 200 moving average. Just have a look at the Dow Jones. It is the future, still below the 200 moving average, still in a bearish trend, and it really needs to get back above 47,457. And just very quickly, we have the Russell 2000 small cap index basically unchanged here at the open. So what is driving the market today? Well, let's have a look at the tech sector. The tech sector is pushing a little bit higher here, about 0.5%. And the semiconductors actually up 1.5%, and this is quite interesting to watch. It's actually testing once again the key resistance there at 345.5 area here. It's still below in the cloud, but it was below, so it's still bearish sentiment, also negative sentiment here on the RSI. It needs to get back above 60 threshold. So we would like to see a close above this 345.5 and preferably also above this 347.70 spike up there. And if it should really get supported or confirmed, then we need 60 threshold to be closed above. So let's see which stocks are actually running the show in the semiconductor. It's not really Nvidia, as you can see. It's basically unchanged, actually a tad lower from last week. Still in a bearish trend. However, it bounced from this strong support here at 164, but it bounced. And let's see if it can crawl high. But it's not Nvidia, but maybe it is because they are throwing money around. I don't know. But the Marvell technology benefited from that, and you can see last week it actually pushed much higher, and it is spiking higher today. However, keep an eye on what's going on here, because if it doesn't end with a bullish candle, yes, it did break higher, but for now it looks like a shooting star candle. So that will key to watch the next few days. If it turns into bearish move here, well, then we could have a top and reversal pattern in place, and that will not be good for if you are long there. So be careful if you want to trade that one. Another one that is doing pretty good today is Intel, up about 3%. It's actually in a bullish trend, positive sentiment supporting the bullish trend there. There's potential higher, much higher to a 60-70 level here as we speak. And so very strong already there Thursday that it closed above the cloud. We actually did it Wednesday, and it following through here today. Another one to look at is Lattice Semiconductor. Also back above the cloud there, still positive sentiment on the RSI. So that could be a candidate for pushing higher here in the coming days and weeks, if also the general market can have some positive mood around it. But again, there is no divergence on the RSI, and if it moves back above 60 threshold, it would further confirm upside potential. Another one I want to have a look at is SanDisk, 4.5% almost up now here. Really strong indeed. I mean, it just dipped into the cloud, bouncing off the 55 moving average, could push higher here in the coming days and weeks. And if it takes out the top there or peak there just around 777.60, well, then we can guesstimate how far it can move higher, as we see currently trading around the 786 retracement there, pushing towards the 860 if it takes out the peak there, looking towards 900. So SanDisk really looks strong at the moment. Again, this is not a recommendation device. Things can change, bad news or whatever. Seagate Technology gapping higher after 2 days here were more or less the same opening and close, but above the cloud, positive sentiment has been like that for quite some time, pushing higher on Seagate, so it looks quite strong there too. The ones that are not doing so good, I mean, yes, Applied Digital is up about 5%, but it is actually an bearish trend, but maybe it can be lifted by some of the other stocks here the next few days in the coming weeks. Another one that is also struggling a little bit is ARM Holdings. We are in a bullish trend, however, so let's see if it can continue. As long as it can stay above this low there, I would say 136. If it moves back below, then we could see a change of direction, a change of trend. There is still positive sentiment, there is bullish trend, could push it higher, but it's hanging by the thread at the moment a little bit. So those are some of the ones that I will highlight during this little video here about the US stock market, and with a focus on some of the most interesting semiconductors at the moment. All right, that's all for today. Have a nice day and keep charting out there.